What's up, bro? It's my house now, so just cool.
To all the people that are joining us on YouTube, hello, welcome to the Lab Cabin. Starting all over again on that one. Don't worry, we're only 3 minutes in, everybody. You didn't miss anything. We talked about the hurricane. We started the show with Desi and Cordell's insane rap sheet. Also, what else was going on out there? They're not opening the doors to the church. I mean, I felt like, why are, this is my thing. If you're in that area and the door's not open and you move on, and he's not there, he's not in that state, right? So I'm like, maybe he just didn't know. Maybe it just didn't get to him yet, and he was like, oh, I didn't know that. I don't know the guy. I don't watch his show. I don't really care too much for pastors, preachers, and all that. It's just not my thing. They don't really, you know what I'm saying, always end up with the best of outcomes. So I'm not going to say he's a good guy or a bad guy. I'm just saying, why are people blowing up so fast before they even know a corner of the story? Not even a deal of it. They're just like, fuck that church.
He looks
fuck
like
that guy.
Fucking Tim the Toolman Taylor.
He should play the Joker.
Yeah. Do you really want to go to his fucking church?
Yeah.
And then he wasn't, to be fair for him, he was on vacation when this shit happened.
Yeah.
Because when you have money, a lot of people knew this was coming. It is hurricane season. I'm not going to say that he shouldn't open up the church, but it's like, I think it's silly for people to get mad at him because honestly, some fucked up shit has happened in my life and some family members like, well, yo, I'm like, well, shit. I hope you pull through that shit. And those are people I know. Right. So, y'all really want motherfuckers who you don't know coming up in some shit that you helped build?
Right,
like
right.
That?
I mean, I get it. I understand it was a tragedy and people needed a place to be. But if he's not there, I don't feel like you. That's like
you can't blame somebody. Like you can't. I can't blame you for not opening the door when I ring your doorbell and you're not here.
That's how I feel. And then it's like, oh, there's people we could have contacted. Well, they got to contact him to open his door.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I just
that's what I said. Or he fucked up. Honestly, he shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
He should have, because his story didn't make sense. At first, he was like, well, we wanted them to fill up completely all the other centers, and then once they got filled to capacity, then we were going to open it up. He shouldn't have said shit.
Right.
I was out of the state, or I was out of the country. I was enjoying myself. I ain't got shit to do with that. They're open now. Or he could have told them what God really told him. Because he said God told him to open the doors, and that's why he opened the door. That's not what happened. God was like, hey, fuck him.
Twitter told him to open the doors and he opened the door.
I don't know them, bro. Get y'all's feet off my chairs and shit. Fuck wrong with y'all?
Yeah, I just didn't expect that kind of backlash from it. I mean, like I'm saying, I never really take the time out to stick up for pastors and stuff. It's not like, oh my gosh, the pastor. I mean, but this guy, I don't think he deserved it. I just don't.
There's two sides to every story. And I mean, anybody can come and walk up somewhere and with their phone and, oh, look.
Right,
look,
right.
Yeah, look. I mean, it could have been unlocked for all we know. He probably just...
Right, jingling it or whatever, right.
But it's not that serious, man.
I don't think it was. I think the important thing was to get as many people to safety as possible, and if that place wasn't safe, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
They could have had them damn doors open. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
and I feel like this. He shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
They open now, kiss my ass.
Right.
Or the Lord, I open up, however he's gonna put it. But he could have just told them they open now. It don't matter how late it was.
Right.
You have a place now. We feed y'all. Go to hell. I know that service was lit today. That should have went live in that moment.
Listen. I was actually, you know, I was watching Air TV before I came over here.
Right.
And Joel Osteen's church was actually on TV. I'm like, they cleaned up that fast? Because I would expect it to say previously recorded, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dude was sharp as a nail, man. I'm like, okay.
Previously. Remember, what did you used to call him?
Everybody in there was dapper too.
No, what was it you used to call him? You used to call the pastor's aides
adjutants.
Adjutants. Yeah. They probably cleaned up that place because the adjutant that put together your entertainment system was goddamn amazing. That was a blessed angel right there.
Man.
Entertainment system was the size of the wall, just complete huge entertainment center.
Glass sliding glass. Listen, it took, 2 days to build that thing? And it came in boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that expensive? But we see why.
Yeah.
It was to the point where when we moved out that apartment, fuck that, we left it there. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no breaking it down.
You can keep the
Ain't no
deposit.
taking it.
And fuck it, you gonna keep the deposit anyway, just for that sitting there. I'm not. Nope.
No, there was no taking that out of there.
I'm not mad at you, Joel Osteen. Fuck him. No, he should open them fucking doors up.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he got word, he definitely should open the doors up. But like you said, just
He should have shut up.
close mouth, close mouth. People, you reveal your ignorance when you talk to them.
This is my beef with a lot of people in coastal areas. Listen, they tell you 2 weeks out a hurricane coming. Motherfuckers, a hurricane's coming.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not saying this for everybody, because some people don't really have the tools to get lost. You know what I'm saying? To get away. You know what I mean? But for a lot of these folk, man, listen. If you know a hurricane, not a, you know what I'm saying, a hurricane, cuz. Pack your shit up, get you a U-Haul, and go over a state. You know what I'm saying?
Right, get out of there.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
Into the jobs and businesses. Let that go. Like, let people have that time off.
Tracy,
Right.
I know you bringing your ass to work. Hold on. I'm sorry, the water just got in my neck.
The water is up to our neck, but we still need
You
somebody
better
to
bring
get the
your
Anderson
ass here
account.
with a bucket.
We have to get the Anderson account out before the weekend. No, it's flooded.
And then you're going to try, listen, you ain't going to drive before the hurricane, but then you're going to try to get lost and pack your family up when it's fucking flooded.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, let's get out of there before that. I agree with that one.
This is why I can't be mad at Joel Osteen. So businesses had water on sale, $38 a pop.
What a
Everybody
piece
made money
fucking
off of this
shit.
shit.
You are.
So
Whoever had bottles for sale,
Yeah.
you're an asshole.
he's a piece of shit, and so is most of those businesses there. Shout out to
if
the
you charging that, if I see that sign and it say $38 for a
mean
case
free.
of water, that ain't free. I'm walking the fuck out of there with that bitch.
walk out like a boombox.
Yeah. And I dare you to try to stop me.
Right. Nah, but you said shout out to
Anderson's had opened up their place. There was some hardware stores. He was full. That's why I say his thing was full of shit. Just because people around him who were not basically the Metrodome or whatever it used to be. It used to be where the Houston Astros played. It was well equipped to fit everybody in that motherfucker. He just should have shut up.
Yeah.
So fuck him. And fuck them businesses that was charging $38 for water and all the supplies that they were jacking up
Ridiculous.
in the
Damn
hotels
ridiculous.
that were
Piece of
charging
fucking
$300
shit.
a night
Yeah.
for Red Roof Inns. You out your motherfucking mind.
And those people should be sued
Yeah.
and put in jail.
Because my thing is, it's a flood. What they going to do, call the police? What they going to come on canoes and shit? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To kick you out?
Right. Right.
We'll
You
be
gonna
there
have
in
to fight
5
me for
days, asshole. You better be gone.
Yeah, you gonna have to fight me for that one. I love to see the little hotel manager. You're gonna have to take the room. I'm taking whatever the hell I want to take. Whatever room I feel like, that's how I'm gonna get it. Shit, you got me confused. Ain't no way in hell my house is flooded up to the roof. Did you see they were up to the street signs, top of the street there? Come on, man.
And people up here sad because the animals got left. Like, I'm sorry. If you grabbing your babies, fuck them dogs, man. I'm sorry.
You should have taught your dogs how to swim.
They do know how to swim. All dogs know how to swim, apparently.
Well, then.
Yeah,
No
they'll be
dogs don't
fine.
go to heaven, though. Off that. Let's just bring up something else, too.
Yeah, let's go with something else. What else? Anybody got anything
Oh, I
else?
wanted to talk about the nurse who was arrested for 20 minutes. And people are outraged because she was arrested and
She was scared.
she wasn't doing anything.
She was terrified.
And
She didn't know what was going on.
She didn't fit the description, and she followed orders, and she still was arrested.
How does it? No, wait. How does this happen?
Right.
How does an innocent nurse on her job get arrested for doing nothing wrong? I mean, no one in history has ever got arrested for doing nothing.
No, what she got from what I seen, she got arrested for because they was trying to
Get a blood sample. They were trying to get a blood sample from an unconscious suspect, which is fucking illegal. All cops know it. And the 4 cops that were there that didn't stop the asshole because, like, she was only arrested for like 20 minutes.
Right.
Like, when they told her, like, when she got down there, like, hey, let her go. Fuck wrong with you? Fuck wrong with you, man? Like, but what pissed me off about it was, I'm like, do y'all not know This shit happens all the time. Who it happened to, Cornell? Black people. What the fuck are you talking about? This happens every day.
Right. Just comes in and harassing the lady, telling her, "Oh, you have to let us do this. You have to let us do." She said, "I can't.
Right.
I'm just the messenger."
Right.
You trying to get my license took away.
Right. Even the guy on the walkie-talkie was like, "Hey, you know,
he was like, bro, you wildin'.
you wildin', and nothing we can do. Like, don't kill the messenger. Like, she didn't do anything to you. She didn't do anything to y'all. She's obstructing. She's just doing her job. Like, you're not allowed to do this."
And then her counterpart, the supervisor, he was so calm while she was like, is this really necessary?
Right.
Are you guys stopping him? Like, they're not stopping him. Like, she's really getting arrested right now. I seen she had them crocodile tears. I'm like, oh, she's a millionaire now.
Right.
She about to
She's
get paid.
She's gonna tear him down.
When she's off, that break room gonna be lit. Talking about.
But yeah, this kind of thing happens a lot more often than you think. And those of you that are just blown away by the way the cop was so aggressive in acting, that happens all the time, especially when you're dealing with the minority groups.
Yeah.
A lot of the minorities, that look very calm to them.
Right.
That looked very like, oh, he handled himself better than, you know what I'm saying? She didn't end up on the floor with a face full of rocks and a knee in her back is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And a gun to her head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The situation is scary for people to be put in cuffs.
Right.
People are terrified of being put in cuffs, and a lot of people are like, oh, if you just do what you're told and you just sit there, like there's one lady that told me, oh, did you see the nurse that got arrested? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. That was so scary. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think happens when you get a gun pulled on? You forget everything. You forget how to say no, sir, and yes. All you want to do is get the fuck out of there. You just want to go home. So when you see a gun pulled on a young black woman, you know what I'm saying? Young black lady, and she freaks out, and everybody's like, if she would have just got down on the ground, she's terrified. The nurse was backing up. She was dodging. She was walking away.
People have been shot for less than that. That was
Exactly.
pretty fucking tame, and everybody's horrified by it. And I'm watching this shit like, y'all gotta be out. Y'all. I was expecting some ass whooping to happen or something, but I'm like, man.
And it's real fucked up in this time and age because it can be the exact same situation to a black woman versus a white woman. And you play that tape, you know what I'm saying, and then with the black woman,
courtroom or
you know what I mean, there would be different, you know what I'm saying, answers because of race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up. Instead of having the same answer for both, like that's fucked up. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what it was? It reminded me of that movie, A Time to Kill, with Matthew McConaughey and Samuel L. Jackson. His daughter was raped, and Matthew McConaughey was the coldest line I ever heard. He was like, now, imagine if, you know, I think her name was Madison or something. That was 94. Imagine she gets beaten, and then they throw her in the water. And when she's in the water, this little black girl is now white. And the whole jury cried, and that's how he got it to relate. Like, this is fucked up, what happened.
Yeah.
This is why this happened. And sometimes, I guess, it takes shit like that for y'all to understand, like, this is wrong. Wrong is wrong. There's right and then there's wrong. There's no in between.
That's why justice is supposed to be blind. That's why the ladies out there with the scales, with the blindfold on, she's not supposed to be able to see what's really, you know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker fell off a long time ago. That bitch is
really up there.
Yeah.
Well, what happened though? Like, I need to know the context. Like, what do you mean you need to know the context?
Right.
Or there was that. I think I sent it to y'all. I think I sent it to both of y'all. The young man was in Subway, trying to order a fucking sub. And he had his hoodie on, and he had his sunglasses on, he had his headphones on. He's minding his own business trying to order his food, and dude pulls a gun out on him, and I'm reading all these comments of people like, well, I mean, why did he have a hoodie on? Like, why did he have sunglasses on? I'm like, you're racist as fuck. You are racist as fuck. We don't, like, manufacture hoodies.
Right.
So, clearly there are people making these that's out of our, you know what I'm saying, control.
Right,
and, like, when you go to any campus, I'm around campuses a lot. Everybody has hoodies on. It's not just black people. So I don't know when that became menacing, but I'm like, man, damn, society was fucked up.
It is. The boy was at least 5 feet away from the family. It was a girl. There was a wife. The dad had the gun, and there was a little girl or a boy. I can't remember which one it was.
Child.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But the wife played along perfectly with this storyline. She gets down, holds the kid. Like, this is a real. Your husband's the only one with a gun. He's the only maniac in the room, and you're acting like it is a dire situation. Everybody in the subway was looking like, "What the fuck? Why is?"
And it was cold, chilling. Like
And then the dude ordered his sub like a boss. He wasn't even phased by it because he knew homeboy was a pussy, and he was actually the realest one in that whole video. I'm like,
that's the part that pissed me off. If you do something like that, the correct thing to do afterwards would be to say, "Hey, sorry, that was a dumbass thing I did.
Right.
I'm an asshole,
Right.
Dude. Can I buy you a sandwich? I'm going to try to make this right."
And he still isn't arrested, by the way.
Yeah, he's not arrested.
Let me ask you a question. Okay.
I
Now,
love Dizzy's questions. Go ahead.
now you have a person with a carry conceal, right?
Right.
They see danger, boom, boom, they're allowed to shoot depending on the circumstance and situation.
Yeah.
All right. What if another CC permit carrier comes in,
Sees
the other cat with the gun? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow,
I think the class has something to do with that, right? Like, you're supposed to say a certain thing. I don't know. Maybe
No, all that went out the window when homeboy put a gun up. You're not supposed to pull your weapon out on anybody. If you see no weapon, you're not in danger.
Right.
This dude turned around and pulled his gun out on dude.
Right.
Like, my dude, like, bro, I just tried to give me a $5 footlong. What is the hostility right here? What's going on? So
Yeah, but to speak to what Des said, I get what you're saying. If you see somebody with a gun and you come in, you're a carrier, and the person who has the gun out is a carrier.
he could have got lit up.
Yeah,
to answer that
he
question.
could have got
He
lit
could have
up.
got
That's
lit
why
the
it's
fuck up.
dangerous to pull the shit out. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a for sure type thing, and there's all types of. Also in those comment sections, I've seen a lot of people who do carry. And it was a lot of, that's not how you're supposed to do this. This is why people don't need guns. This is why only certain people need to have guns. Stuff like this, you need to have your guns taken away. I'm all with that. If we see you acting inappropriately with your gun, you should have it taken away. I think that's ridiculous for you to be able to do that and still have a gun, knowing you gun ho ready to pop somebody in the damn face. Maybe some of those laws will straighten some things out.
I'm from the era, you don't pull it unless you gonna use it.
Right
after you pull it. You
right.
Ain't no putting it back. You putting it back in your holsters because it's smoke. It's gonna be smoking when you put it back.
Right.
And like you said,
He pulled it out twice.
He pulled it out. I think he pulled it out twice, or at least he showed it again. He flashed it again a few times, I think.
And then he ain't even pay for the sub. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck out of here. Hold up, though. We gotta talk.
I'm
about
a hero. No, you're not.
This is how you know he lived in a fucked up time, when a sheriff or a lieutenant can get fired for saying, "Hey, we only shoot black people," but motherfuckers who actually shoot black people don't get fired.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about? Like, wait a minute. Y'all fired him for saying something we all knew.
Okay.
But then I'm reading people like, "Oh, it was a joke. He was clearly playing." Who plays about loss of life? Like,
right.
Other than me. But you know what I'm saying?
But then again, that's our job.
Right?
Fuck the dead.
We make light.
No, but I agree 100%. That was despicable. When you are at a certain level at your job, when you are a certain person in the community, you're not supposed to play like that. Period. That's the thing you're not supposed to do. If I was, let's say I was in some government job and I was going to come say, all your stuff is going to get cut off because you're black. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's disrespectful as hell. They're going to cut off all your lights and stuff because you're Mexican, because you don't pay your bill. What kind of shit is that? That's disrespectful as hell. And then, this happened to be on tape, so it was easy to prove. But imagine what happens when you don't have the videotape. And this is why I say people are always like, man, this stuff is this stuff is now, this stuff is just now happening, this stuff is really escalating. No, it's probably been there 10,000 times worse. It's actually a lot less now.
Man, I went through that shit when I was like 21, 22. That shit been going on just now.
Right.
People have cell phones and now they so-called. And my thing is with these body cameras, don't they have control over whether it be on or off?
Yeah, they be turning them on and off.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck's the point of having them if y'all don't even have... Oh, shit, hold on real quick. Oh, I don't know what happened. Like,
But yeah, to say we only shoot black people, and you could be playing, you could be any other thing you want to be, but still, it's wrong. It's wrong because for one, you're using white privilege to comfort somebody with, negative events. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? That's some deep chemical imbalance shit right there. Like, your brain is fucked up to sit here and talk to somebody and say, oh, you're cool because you're white. We only shoot black people.
Now, I'm curious if she was a black woman, what would have been his comment then?
Right.
Or what would have been his action?
Right? We only kill black people, right? Yes. You sound terrible. Right? You sound like a terrible person. No, so I just want to leave that alone now.
I
Just
wanna
want to
leave
get
it
the
alone,
questions.
too.
You got any questions?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch, but did you want to answer some of your questions?
Okay.
Seems how you had been.
You have great questions, Cordell. Everybody talks to Cordell. Nobody talks to us. No, but I got a few questions actually. But I'll remember
I'll
a
pull
few
it up.
here. Okay, cool.
Pull it up.
Cordell has some of my questions. What about that?
Be ready, man. You know what
Yes, indeed.
You guys make everything fucking weird.
We do. This is awkward as shit.
Make
Sorry, we're
everything
sorry about that. We have a show that we're gonna be awkward as hell on coming up soon. So everybody, please look out for it, man. Hopefully we come up with a name soon.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Why are you wearing a Star Spangled Banner shirt?
This is not a Star
Dang
Spangled
for
Banner
us.
shirt. It doesn't say Star Spangled Banner. It just has stars on it. It's stars in the skies now associated only with America. Can the skies only be for America? Is that what you're saying now?
Well, I mean, those don't look like twinkle, twinkle little stars. It kind of looks like.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry. You know
flag.
what exactly a star looks like. I didn't know you were a goddamn astronomer.
When you asked the question, seriously, was that last Sunday when you put it up? When you put it up, so I can go.
Yeah, I think I put it up like last Sunday.
What
Yeah, actually, if you're on my page, I'll probably find it faster because I am very equipped to read my work.
Might be right and dirty, but I'm fresh as fuck.
So what else is going on? So we don't bore everybody to death with my searching. Do we have one more thing?
Top 3 places you would like to go to in the next 5 years.
Top 3
I
places.
know it used to be Rio. It ain't Rio no more.
Like
Dirty water has something swimming up in your pee hole. Mine is Fiji still, Tokyo, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, anywhere where there's some sand and there's gonna be some titties. I'm there.
I know that's right.
If you were to give me money and say, Ray, go wherever you want to go, one would be New York. I love New York. I would let it go back there, even though that's right up the street from me there. I would go back there with money. Dubai. Always wanted to go to Dubai ever since I've seen how those people live on TV. That's freaking amazing. And Greece. If you haven't took a look at Greece, go take a look at Greece. It's fucking amazing. Just take one look at it, you'll be like, man, I might want to go there. That's beautiful. Okay.
Well, damn, can I get my 5?
I don't fuck where you want to go. You say 5 or 3? No, go ahead. What? Do you
I
say
said, I don't know, it's
I think
in
so.
5 years. I said 5 years.
in 5
3
years?
places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 places. So go ahead. What's your shitty ass list? I won't go to come.
Inglewood, Compton, and Long Beach.
And Death Row. That's not a place. It's a place in my heart.
I want to go visit Suge Knight. It's some Chucks. It's some khakis.
Gangsters. Go ahead. Where do you want to go?
That's fucked up. I want to go to Australia.
Austria or Australia?
Australia, wherever.
Okay.
Kangaroo City.
You want to go see some marsupials?
Okay. He'll run into the one trying to square up.
Everybody remembers when that man punched that. Everybody, all right.
Get off my dog!
It was funny because he pointed to the car like the dog was his wife. He was like, "Get your ass in the car! You leave my wife alone!" Go ahead.
Say, like, can I get your paw graph?
Right. What you got? What else?
Australia,
Australia.
Egypt,
Good choice.
and
That's a nice race.
Italy.
Hey, tutting is a dance that is not actually being racist, okay? Brown people made that up. So it is not culture vulturing
That is our
or
word.
cultural appropriation or whatever the fuck we want to call it.
Where was your last place?
Italy.
Italy.
I also want to go to Greece too.
Yeah.
So, bonus
Not
in
going
there.
there with me.
I don't want to go to Greece just because the young man who got jumped on by them people, the brother, the 22-year-old engineer. But then again, he went with some hoes because I can't understand how he went with people and got jumped. But
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Nigga, that was a whole fucking football
Yeah, they said it
team.
was like 11 people. H-Town stomped on him. He was flat.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't see the video? That shit was
I'm gonna
sad.
look it up. I'll look it up after this. Let me get to the questions real quick. Okay. When can I come do the show, bro? This is from Brent? Combs. Mr. Combs. You can come do the show as soon as we get everything set up, because you see we just have this beautiful little microphone here that we record with.
Does he actually like and share?
That's the thing.
If you don't like and share, you can't come to the show.
Exactly. Please like, share, comment, and at least follow so we can, you know what I'm saying, have that motivation to keep going and make the show better, so we can get more of these type of microphones and things, so when more people on the show, we don't have to yell across the table so much, because this is a good setup we have right now, because we're all kind of pointing into the microphone, but if somebody else comes, it'll be a little bit thrown off.
I couldn't even hear myself.
Right, and we might have to use another room.
I am now taking over reading the questions.
So
Okay,
everyone
thank you,
follow so we can be your leader.
Yeah,
Right.
like and share.
Yeah.
And then you can get on there. Do it enough.
Yes, and we will handpick who gets to come on, who doesn't mean
And whoever
just
likes
because-
it the most,
Right.
shares it the most,
You'll definitely be
and
allowed.
shots us out.
You'll become a lab. You'll be a cabinite, so you'll definitely get to come on the show as soon as you can.
Okay, we have are we reading their names? Or, yeah, we read his name. Fuck it. Josh Kennedy. He says, do we want segregation or unity? Let me actually see something, because you said good one. So hold on.
So segregation or unity?
We have all black schools, but at the moment we have what? An all white school, it's racist. We have BET, but if we have a talk about a white channel, it's racist.
He's getting.
But the same people who want them,
He's cooking.
He's cooking.
same operations, all want equality, confusing me at times. We want to be progressive, but we want to go back to the 1940s and 50s. Which do we actually want?
Okay, what he's trying.
I'll go last.
Okay. Okay, what he's basically trying to say is that do we want equality or do we want segregation? What he means by that, pretty much, do we want to have BET or do we want to have black people all over the TV and not just have BET taking up the spot of the black man? Is what he's trying to say. He's trying to have that channel speak for, you know what I'm saying, the black community, instead just have black people all over the TV. My thing with what you're asking is, what, are you okay?
Nah, okay, let me jump ahead of you.
Okay, go ahead.
If they were to allow us throughout all this time in all these other little networks, we wouldn't have to have
I like how
created.
quickly it clicks when you're in that.
I'm jumping into.
Well, fuck it. It's open floor. I'll go last. I don't want to go over here. I'm gonna just fuck it. Throw the show.
Let's just go.
Go in. Let's do this.
Okay, Josh Kennedy, make sure he watches this fucking shit and he listens. Okay, so BET is first owned by Viacom, which is a white man.
Right.
BET was needed because there was no people of color on television at all.
They didn't have any expression.
So, as far as with the all black schools, there's a difference between being all black and being historically black. If you're talking about HBCs, there are white people that are allowed to go there. If you actually check, and I did look this information up, I had a feeling I was going to have to argue with somebody about this stupid shit. But if you look at every historically black baseball team, there are white players on the team. There are white people that goes to those schools. So Howard, it's not all black schools.
Right.
If he's talking about Afrocentric, that is also predominantly black. It's not all black.
Right.
Josh Kennedy.
Because you're not allowed to deny somebody
Exactly.
color.
Exactly.
Race.
So if we're talking about in the grand scheme of things, there is a Heath High School. There is Thomas Worthington. All of those are predominantly white schools. Miss me with that bullshit, bro.
Right.
I'm going to let you jump in, but let me just say those things.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, but another thing is a lot of what is taught is white history. This is the history that has been here the whole time. There is no section of school where you have learned about a great deal of black history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that is why Afrocentric school or black school is important, because certain people need to learn their heritage and where they're from, just as you would. being a white, white straight male in America, you get the bulk of your history taught. You get the bulk of your lessons, the bulk of your rules and regulations. Everything is taught there. So you kind of already have white schools. You know what I mean? It's already there. It's not really trying to hold anybody accountable. Like you being a white straight male in America going to a regular school, you're getting your whole package. Right. Black people are not. So therefore make something to account for that. That's kind of where all this comes into play, and it's not necessarily just to keep people safe. I mean, it's not at all to me about segregation. It's actually more of a benefit for white people and other races. The reason I say it's more of a benefit for you is because you have the privilege of getting this information already. And if somebody, more so wants to take that base information of math and all the bases and everything, they want to have that in their school, but you have more free range to do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why segregation is a big deal, and it's not really segregation to me. I don't think it is. And plus, also another thing I wanted to say, and this is from a teacher, if you teach outside of the curriculum, you have to teach all. So say we do incorporate Black history and Black teachings all into school. You would also have to incorporate Japanese, Asian, African. Everybody would have to be included. It would have to be everybody's culture included, and that's really hard to do. So splitting it up is a lot, more convenient and efficient. Go ahead.
Let me jump back in, Mr. Kennedy. Also, as far as wanting to feel inclusion, I'm just going to name some names. Iggy Azalea, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Fergie, off the top of my head. Those are people who've actually won BET Awards.
Did Eminem?
Oh, I'm sorry. Eminem.
Come on.
Madonna. Those are 6. Darius Rucker.
Right.
Won a Best New Artist for Country Music. It's 1.
Right. And a lot of the winners, a lot of the winners you don't see.
Right.
Like as far as people who win awards at Black events, is definitely a lot of stuff you don't see that's put on TV. A lot of what's put on TV is for people to look and say, hey, that's somebody that I know that's associated with this program. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of behind the scenes.
Hello, everybody. There was a bit of a mix-up with the video, so everybody please go over to Podbean and check us out. Be sure to stay tuned for more fun and informative videos.